Hello grade 3s, welcome back for another math lesson in multiplication. Last week we were using repeated addition to help us multiply. And this week we're going to be looking at skip counting. And skip counting really is just a super fast way of using repeated addition. So for example, if I had 4 groups with 5 objects in them, I could add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 4 times. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 more is 20. Or a faster way would be just to skip count that. 5, 10, 15, 20. And that works easily for me because I've been practicing skip counting by 5 since kindergarten. We will see that there may be some other numbers that we need to practice more using in skip counting so that we can use them in multiplication to make our multiplication faster and easier for us. So today we're going to use some objects and we are going to see how skip counting is related to the repeated addition and how it can help us quickly get the answer to when we multiply. We will also be this week practicing some different skip counting patterns just so that it becomes as easy for us as skip counting by 5s or skip counting by 10s. So that maybe we can get as fast in skip counting by 3s because then we can do groups of 3 very quickly. Alright, so I'm going to go get some objects together and we are going to explore skip counting and multiplication together. Here I have a multiplication equation or a multiplication sentence as it is sometimes called, and I'm just going to make some groups to show this multiplication equation. For this one I'm just going to use some bingo chips. I brought these home from the classroom and I'm going to make 6 groups with 4 in them. Here I'm just finishing my last group and I now have 6 groups of 4. Today we're using skip counting, and so I could skip count by 4s, which is not a pattern that I'm very fast at yet. I'm going to show it on a number line. So here I have part of a number line and we're just going to finish making this number line. You'll notice I've got these bigger lines, and as you know, those are for the numbers we say when we skip count by 5. So each of these little lines is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 30. Okay, and the reason I'm not putting all of the numbers on and just these larger ones is because it will crowd up my number line and it will take me a really long time to do that. Okay, so I can easily see what number I'm on. So for example, if I'm here, I know that's a 6 because the one right before it is a 5. So to do this with my 6 groups of 4, I'm going to be skip counting by 4s. Really what I'm doing is adding 4 plus 4 plus 4 6 times. So on my number line, I'm starting at 0 and I'm going to go 4. You can see that I'm skipping over 3 numbers when I count by 4s. And then I'm going to go 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need to do this 6 times. So here's 1, 2, 3. So I need 3 more groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my skip counting is actually the numbers that I land on each time. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So underneath, I'm just going to write the skip counting pattern. And I'm going to put 6 lines for my 6 groups so that I know when to stop. One more. And then remember, when we're writing skip counting patterns, we put commas in between our numbers so it doesn't look like all one great big number. Okay, so we had 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So the product of 6 times 4, or 6 groups of 4, is 24. And as you can see, this is so closely related to the repeated addition. Really what we're doing is we're adding 4, and then we're adding 4 more and 4 more. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So instead of writing the repeated addition, we're writing the skip counting pattern this week. Because we're not very fast, or at least I'm not very fast yet at counting by 4s, then it doesn't seem like it's all that helpful or all that different than doing the repeated addition. But if it is a skip counting pattern that we know really well, then it is faster than having to add. So let's look at an example like that. This time I'm going to use some snow peas as my objects. I found these in my fridge, and I think I'll make 6 groups. And actually we did 6 groups last time. Let's do 8 groups, and I'm going to put 5 into each group. So I'm going to do a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to just stack them so that I have room, but I know that I'm putting 5 in each group. 3, 4, 5. Just making the last group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there I have 8 groups with 5 in them. So my multiplication equation for this one would be 8 groups of 5, or 8 times 5. Okay, I'm going to skip count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. See how much faster that one is, because I'm pretty good at skip counting by 5s. So I'm just going to write the numbers that I would say in this skip counting pattern. So I need 8 of them. Putting these lines first really helps me know when to stop my skip counting pattern, especially when it's an easy pattern like counting by 5s, because I only need 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get my commas in there. All right, and I said 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And so the product of 8 and 4, 8 times 4, is 40. All right, that would be the same as doing 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Much quicker for me to count by 5s because I know how to do that very fast. Those were 2 quick examples of how you could use skip counting to help you get the answer to a multiplication equation. Like I said earlier, many of you were already using skip counting naturally when you were finding the totals in your groups. You would just skip count to get the answer. And as we've also seen, skip counting and repeated addition really go hand in hand. In fact, skip counting really is repeated addition, but you're doing it very, very fast without thinking about it. So for example, if I had 3 groups of 5, I can count 5 plus 5 plus 5. There's my repeated addition. Or I could skip count 5, 10, 15. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 more is 15. So really, they are almost the same. skip counting is just faster. So your assignment today is to take a look at the questions in your schedule, and you're asked to make some groups like I did. You'll find 2 sets of objects in your house. I used counters today, and I used the snow peas. You will find whatever you can use, and I would like you to do 2 examples. In the first one, I want you to also show it on a number line. That's just, even if you don't need the number line, it's really good number sense to be able to draw one and put in the numbers that you need and to show how many numbers you're skipping over in that skip counting pattern. And then in the second example, you're asked to make 4 equal groups. You can put as many as you like into those groups, and then write the multiplication equation as well as the skip counting pattern that you would use to figure it out. Okay, so have some fun with that, and I will see you back for another lesson, math lesson, tomorrow.